Welcome to Xanecdotes, the podcast that's all about joy, laughter, and the little things that make life feel a whole lot lighter.
We're your hosts. I'm Ziggy.
And I'm Christine. Each month, we're here to share anecdotes that warm your heart, moments that make you smile, and conversations that brighten your day.
Whether it's everyday magic, unexpected kindness, or the kind of quirky joy that makes you laugh out loud, we're here to celebrate it all.
So take a deep breath, let the worries go, and settle in for a fresh dose of not letting the perfect get in the way of perfection. Right, Ziggy? Today is all about just getting started with this podcast.
I know. It has been a long time coming. I mean,
agree.
not a long time coming. Like, it's a good idea. Life gets in the way. And I think that was the thing why we decided to call this podcast this today is because we kept waiting for the perfect timing and it's never going to happen.
It's not. But I'm going posh today to help us get closer to the perfection. We've broken out the crystal, you know what?
I've got a little Prosecco.
Nice. Very good. Cheers to you, lady. And life has definitely been busy. As you know, we haven't spoken in a long time, so I'm really glad that we get to finally catch up. And I'm going to ask you, what have you been up to?
Oh my goodness. I'll give you the highlights. So spring, we haven't spoken since spring officially got into swing, right? So.
And yeah, here it is summer, so I'm just saying.
I know, I'm just saying. So my daughter, it was her last year at her school, right? Her 8th grade year, graduating. She's been at the school since pre-K 3. And Lord have mercy, these schools, they don't think parents work. I don't know. The events during the day, the amount of events, the amount of money. She goes to a school that we pay for her to go to. So tuition, we know what the cost is at the beginning. And for some people, you work that into your budget because, you're maybe struggling to get them to that school. And then their 8th grade year, they want an extra, it's what do you want to do? Take a vein? The amount of extra events and things we've had to buy. And then because she's a girl, it's a dress and then the shoes and then the hair. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. So it has been busy. It has been wonderful. We're lucky. She's a good kid. So it's, again, one of those things that because she's good and has never really asked for things in her life, this year that there's finally things to ask for, you don't want to say no. So spring has been busy. And then my son, it's his busiest season because the sport that happens in the spring is lacrosse, which I've talked about. And that is that's the sport that he does the most with. And so it's been a lot, that has also been a lot. And anyway, so that's been spring. I mean, I feel like that's just been my life is in the car all the time.
Yeah.
So I've been in the car so much that I feel like I need to stretch my right. What's the part that's on the back of your leg that's a muscle? The back of your thigh, the bottom of your thigh, the you know what I mean? That connects your hip to your knee.
Oh yeah.
On the back. What is that?
I don't know what it's called. We need to get our producer over here on the ChatGPT producer we got in the back.
It's been because I drive so much, and I was thinking to myself, and this is a random. Do you think truck drivers that long haul truck drivers have cruise control?
Yes.
Because that seems dangerous, but also I was thinking. I mean, again, because I've been driving a lot with the sports and sports and just driving. And then with work, I drive a lot too. And I've been I need to really stretch this right, whatever that is underneath. But it's
hamstring? That's the hamstring, right?
I think yes. And so I do the stretch where I pull the yoga stretch where it's called pigeon. Do you know that one?
No, but I can imagine it in my mind. Yeah.
So you your knee is your left leg is sticking out behind you and your knee's against your chest and you try and get onto the floor.
That is not what I imagined. That is not when I said I could imagine it. No, that wasn't. Why do I have a leg behind me and the other one's in front of me? How does this even make sense?
Imagine that you're on the ground, right? So I'm trying to stretch my right leg, right? So feel me here. So my left leg is completely behind me, almost wanting your hip against the carpet. And then your right leg your knee is completely bent and your chest to knee. Yeah. And then you try and get your forehead to the floor.
Okay, I'm visioning but I'm feeling you. But where does the pigeon come into this? Because I just don't, I'm lost.
jealous. It's
I've never
pigeon.
seen a pigeon do this before.
But it's it feels really good, and that's the only way I can get that like one stretch
Yeah,
in my hamstring or whatever it's called.
I can see that. No,
But no,
the joys of being in our 40s.
and did you Google, do truck drivers in fact have?
Yes, they do have cruise control.
That seems dangerous.
Why? I feel like it's less dangerous because and depending on, I'm imagining their cruise control is more like my cruise control, where like as you get closer to something, it slows itself down. But maybe I'm wrong because like my cruise
That's
control
super
will,
automatic. You fancy.
yeah, as it gets closer to the thing in front of me, it just slows down, and I'm like, I love this. I'm here for it all day.
I don't know if I've ever ridden my cruise control enough to know that that it slows down if I get too close to something, Christine. So
You should try it. I'm just saying.
oh god.
Oh gosh, I'm here all day.
So
folks.
that's been, I mean, there's so much more. So I ran into a girl we went to middle school with. I told you. And you
Yeah.
had
Oh
no
yeah,
idea
yeah,
who she was. When I
No,
said her
she
name,
looks totally
did you,
different. No,
right, okay,
she's
did you recognize her?
totally different. Not
So
at all. Not at all.
she says to me, so I'm like sitting at the table, like, and I had met her husband before. So her son joined our school 2 years ago. And she, like the rest of us, fucking works full
Yeah.
time. And so she's not at school events and I don't volunteer as much as I used to. So anyway, and our kids don't play the same sports. So our paths just never crossed. I knew her kid because I'd heard about her kid's name, but I didn't know her. I didn't know it was hers. So we're sitting at one of the many 8th grade events that happened this year. And I'm sitting and I just happened to sit at her table and I look at her and I don't clock anything. And I like look away and I'm chit-chatting. And then I hear, Zai, is that you? And I was like, and like the Rolodex in your mind goes, right? Because you're like, okay, categorically, the amount of people that know me as Zian and called me Zai is very small, right? Like,
Right.
very small. So so then I immediately go to that time in my life, in my memory, and I look at her and I'm like, oh my God, Kim? And she's like, I thought it was you. She was like, I recognized you by your mole. Which I was like, well, I recognized you because she has gorgeous eyes. Gorgeous, gorgeous eyes. Like,
That's
just
fair,
like
but the fact that you recognize her, I think kudos.
Well, she did look so different.
Did you play
and she's
sports
the
with
one.
her?
Yes, we played basketball, town basketball together. So that's why, I mean, that makes sense. And I'll tell you why,
Yeah.
because anyone in school would have called me Ziggy. But she was strictly town ball, called me Zai. So wild.
Okay. Yep.
Random. Just so, you know what I mean? So random. And then catching up.
I
And
love
then it's
that.
one of those, yeah, but then it's one of those awkward things where, I mean, she's nice and she was fun and totally we would probably vibe, but like, I don't need to talk to her again. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that, do you even say, oh, give me your number, we'll hang out, like knowing that you just probably won't fit it into your life?
It's nothing against that individual.
No.
You know what I mean? Again, like you said, you would have a ton of fun. But there's already so many people in your life that you would have a ton of fun with that you don't have the time to even spend with. I can't even make time for the folks that are actively in my life in this moment. I can't invite any more people to try to be active with because there's just no space in the day.
I feel like we would be good, I just like based on, again, like, with your child and my children, like you can sense immediately if you're going to parent similarly or not. And that is a huge make or break of a friendship. And
Absolutely.
she's right there. She's right there. Like we would totally vibe. And I just don't got time for it. I don't.
Yeah.
I wish I did,
Yeah.
but I don't. And I'm never going to see her again. There's no reason for me to ever cross paths with her again.
You don't know that. Where are your kids going to the same school next year?
No, that's why I'm like, they're
Okay.
never.
Okay.
And there's no other sibling that my youngest could encounter. So never going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see her
Well, I'm glad you had
again.
fun that night.
Yeah,
it's always
totally.
nice.
It was it's a Catholic school function, and this is how I know we vibe. Her and her husband snuck in some beverage, and I was like, and then she was like, Zig needs a glass of wine, and I was like, yes, I do.
As a matter of fact, thank you for recognizing.
I know.
Because,
Well, she
please.
like doesn't even know me, but she knows me, you know? Like she knew, which is what I appreciated. And then she had a very interesting anecdote about which I shared with you, but we're gonna go over it again. So she went back to school. She's
Yeah.
in nursing school, and she encountered as an adult her biggest bully that you
Yeah.
know. And
We
she
don't need a
said,
name. We don't need a name.
yeah. She said it was such a surreal moment. She's like, because this person tortured me in middle school. And she's like, I feel like I still have issues. And then she's telling me this, all this, because of
Right.
because of my interactions with this person. She's like, and, I hear her name and I'm like, that's weird, but it's a common name. And then, this person that plays such a big role in the adolescence, the villain in your
Yep.
adolescence, doesn't even remember you. And she was like, "Are you joking? Like, are you kidding? Like, I know your voice. Like, you gave
Yeah.
me chills, and you don't know, no clue who she was." And then, and then proceeded to try and be nice to her. And she's like, "I can't let it go." And I was like, "You don't need to don't let it go. Like, don't let it go." She's like, "But
Well,
I
I don't
think
know. I was going to say, this might be the universe giving her an opportunity to heal, right? I know she's never going to see this person again, but this could have been an opportunity to just be like, listen, like, under what context did they meet? Was she a patient? First, let's clarify.
No, they're both in school
Okay.
together. They're in classes together forever.
Oh my God, the universe is unbelievable. It's always testing us, right? Just like, let me see, like, how you can handle. I gave you a bunch of shit yesterday. Let's see how you're going to handle it today.
Honestly. That's what she was like, of all the places, of all the people, of all the school, like really, like of all the times in our lives, we're both the same age,
But I would invite Kim to just be like, we were in middle school together and you were a difficult human being at that time. And
well,
I don't
she did say to her, yeah, you were a bitch to me. And that person's response really showed zero growth, because it was oh God, everyone keeps saying that about me. And she's like, well, and then moves on to another subject.
What's funny is, like, I didn't know this person, the bully. I actually did not know the bully. I don't ever remember her coming across my day-to-day.
Why did you have a physical altercation with her?
She approached me and was like, you've been talking shit about me. And I'm like, I assure you I have not. I was like, you got the wrong person. And she's like, no, my friends. And she points to this group of folks that I knew, and once called friends. And I was like, I know those people. And I was like, I assure you they didn't tell you that I was the one, like, saying shit about you, because, like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. And so she just kept at it.
What's really funny about this moment right now is that I know your 13-year-old self said assure. I assure you I didn't. I know you did. Just so we're clear. Anyway, continue. I know you were like, I assure you it's not me.
It wasn't me. Like, you got the wrong person. And she kept insisting, like, you blah, da, 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 da. And she's like, we're gonna fight. And I was like, you don't want to do that. I was like, you don't want to do that. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. And she's like, I'm gonna fight you because you keep saying this stuff. And I'm like, it's your loss. I was like, you don't, like, and everybody in the lunchroom split the tables apart so she can come over to me. And I was like, I'm telling you one last time, you don't want to do this. And she swung, and she realized that she picked the wrong person, and we never spoke again after that. Like, I had no idea before that moment, I had no idea who this person was.
Listen, we don't condone violence.
No.
We don't condone violence. However, at least you handled what you need to handle. And to Kim, you were a hero.
Oh my God.
Only because after that moment, she eased off, I guess, on everyone she was bullying.
Oh, wow. Well, again, I had no idea. Like, I just, honestly, I felt bad for her, because I was like, oh, these people who you're calling friends set you up. I was like, you clearly didn't know about me and, my abilities. I was like, you don't want to do this. I don't know how to tell you don't want to do this. And her friends knew me. So I really did feel bad for her, because I was like, you were set up. Entirely. And I'm sorry for Kim. I had no idea. I had no
Well,
idea.
I mean, apparently she was one of many victims. Like, there's
It's bullying is the
another friend that
worst.
we're in middle school with, you and me and Kim Hope. She said she also, like, she said she was so mean. She was apparently mean to people that had less means than her.
Mm,
So,
I can see that.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Like, I didn't know her at all, so I guess I just never crossed paths with her. But
Right.
I think the story's amazing, and I was like, oh my God.
And it definitely entertained you for that night, for sure.
It did. It did.
Yeah, like you said, there are things that life brings to you, and I definitely got in trouble. I got suspended. Luckily it was middle school, so it doesn't show up on like a permanent record or anything. My stepfather, he had the best. Like I come home, by now they know like I've been suspended, and he's like, "So you got into a fight?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why? Why'd you do it in school? Like, haven't I taught you better than that? You don't do that in school. You meet them after." And I was like, I wasn't given the opportunity to choose.
It's so interesting. Like, well, and then I mean, back to your point of like the universe put this person in her path, and she should
Yeah.
use this opportunity to heal. I I don't know. Again, I got a 2-minute glimpse into her life, but I think that she has so many other things going on in her life that she's just not open to that. But
Okay.
I think that's okay. I feel like sometimes you
Yeah.
don't need to take every opportunity the universe gives you. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm gonna push back. It's not so much that you don't need to, you just might not be ready.
Right.
Um,
And so if you're not ready, then the universe was wrong in that moment.
no. The universe knew you were ready. You just didn't realize you were ready. Does that make sense? It's like
Yeah,
there's
okay. Fair point. Fair point.
yep, the universe is like if you do this
And I would
now,
say that about this person, even though,
yeah.
like I said, I had a literal hour interaction with her, and I would say that, yes, that there maybe mentally she's probably more than ready, but there are so many other things. Like I said, even just the fact that she's got someone graduate, like you're just not in the headspace to work on yourself.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I mean that's truth for so many of us.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely get more into this in the next episodes for sure. Just how can we accept the opportunity when it presents itself? I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with like I'm using the term universe because I don't know what lays beyond. So interject, like if we want to call it God, we want to call whatever. But I've had multiple conversations where it's like I see the opportunity, or I see what you're trying to tell me, but like I really think I can do it this way. And the universe is like, but I'm telling you this is the way. And I'm like, no, but I really like this path, so I'm gonna take this one. Like I see you, I literally see you, we're having a conversation right now, but I'm gonna go do this. And it never ends well.
Well, I think you know what the problem is that we're so used to noise, and like you say the universe tells you to go left, but it doesn't. It just opens that door and doesn't say anything. And I think like we need like that's why people want signs, right? That's why you're constantly like, give me a sign. What should I do? Give me a sign. What should I do? Like we need validation, or we need confirmation that this decision that is completely outside of our box or our comfort zone, or what we thought we should do, is the right decision. And you make up signs to tell you to go the other way, because the universe ain't saying nothing. You know what I mean? It's gonna show
Yeah.
you, but it's not gonna tell you anything. At least in my opinion. I mean, I know that there are signs, right? Like, and that's the other thing with like the human existence, is like you can make a sign out of anything and you can ignore anything.
That's what I was about to say. It has been my experience that people want the universe to confirm their priors, right? It's not that they want the universe to give them a sign that's contradictory. Most people are not open to that. They want a sign saying, confirming, like, yes, what I want is right. It is right for me. So just reassure me that what I want is the right path. And my response to that now is yes, it is the right path, because you haven't either learned the lesson that you need to learn, so you need to walk that path, or there's some jump off that's going to happen in face of the tragedy that you're leading yourself down, that maybe you would have never, like, the universe is telling you you could reach your goal if you make that right hand turn, and you're like, no, I'm going to reach my goal by going left, but it might be a lot harder, and you might still reach your goal. But I find from my own experience, dude, people want confirmation of their priors. that.
I know, absolutely. I think I do. So I feel you on that.
Okay, folks, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up here. And I want to thank you for sharing a smile with us today. Until next time, keep the joy alive and the stories flowing. And we'll have more for you here in about a month. Talk to you then. Bye.